Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where Edutainment explains it. This one right here has to be the quaintest volume of a video I've ever done before. It's I find little factoids here and there, and they prompt me to do videos. And that's what this video is about. Now, before we get off into what we about to get off into, let's do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share because edutainment explains it. Pop quiz, hot shot. How many characters has Marvel created that go by the name Malice? Without Googling. Now, if you said 3, you're half right. There's actually been 6 separate characters who have gone by the name Malice in the Marvel Universe. And I am going to take you through every last one of them, one by one, via pictures. Malice number 1. That'd be this young lady right here. You may recognize her from a video I did about a week ago, or a couple days ago, actually, about action figures I'd like to see manifested from Black Panther's mythos. She is a superpowered mercenary who is very skilled with a spear, as you can see. They didn't put too much into making her character other than she was just going to be a henchman, somebody that causes problems for T'Challa. Malice made her debut in the comic book with this wonderful cover. Jungle Action number 8 with a cover date of January 1974, which I own and have on a t-shirt. Lucky me. The second Malice. What? There are more Malices? Yeah. The second Malice comes to us courtesy of being this kind of mediocre looking D-list villain. Rich guy with gadgets, wants to be a thief, runs afoul of Ghost Rider, gets that soul fire scorch. That was kind of the equivalent of his penance there back then. The fire would burn people's souls and not their bodies, that kind of a thing. Ew. Thankfully, we haven't seen him since. But he did make his debut in a comic book with a very cool cover. Ghost Rider number 25. August 1977 cover date. Now, the third Malice, we might be just a wee bit more familiar with. And why would we be more familiar with that Malice? Because that Malice isn't really a villain, right? Malice number 3, the self-styled mistress of hate, is actually Susan Storm Richards, learning to utilize her powers in banging ass new ways due to trauma from having a miscarriage and Psycho Man taking advantage of her vulnerable state to create this crazy villain who uses her force field powers to put force bubbles in people's stomachs and put force bubbles around their heads and suck all the air out of their lungs. Just bloodthirsty. And she was hella cool. I liked her. And she was one of the few, the only Malice to make the transition from comics to television, as she made an appearance on the Fantastic Four television show from the 1990s. Malice made her first appearance, of course, in the pages of Fantastic Four 280. And probably the third most popular Malice on this list would be that Malice, who goes by the name, crazy enough, of Alice McAllister. Isn't that weird? But this particular Malice has no body to speak of, no corporeal form. So she has to possess people. And when she possesses people, this little cameo choker appears around their necks. And she's able to utilize the powers and abilities of these individuals to great effect. She has possessed Layla Cheney. She has possessed Allison Blair, the Dazzler. She has possessed Havoc. She even later on gained the ability to possess digital beings and took control. Well, she became digital herself and took control of an Omega Sentinel. So Malice has been a thorn in the side of the X-Men for a while. But she made her debut, of course, in the pages of X-Men number 210. This here classic, I think it was Claremont Leonardi were doing these issues. The art was but we got Malice. That's Malice 4. Malice 5. Oh, and by the way, Malice ran with a group of people called the Marauders. Malice and the Marauders. And at one point, she did take leadership of the group. Note that guy in front, Harpoon, is supposed to be Native Alaskan. Wow. Okay. Anywho, the fifth Malice is kind of an extra dimensional entity. It is the prime manifester of the manifester race. And what the manifester race do is they provide bodies for omnipotent beings, cosmic beings. And that's kind of what's being explained in this image. But if we remember the events of Infinity War, we know this crazy doppelganger, funny I should use that word, of Adam Warlock named the Magus, or is Adam Warlock a doppelganger of the Magus? Either way, he gets a hold of the Infinity Gauntlet, and he, rather than just poof, I want to remake the whole universe, I am going to make a double or doppelganger of every being in the universe. Whose power is he using? This being named Anthropomorpho. And Anthropomorpho manifests himself for all of these doppelgangers, or his race did, much in the same way that they would do for cosmic beings, because the Magus, of course, had the Infinity Gauntlet. And each doppelganger would go and seek out its normal looking opposite and try to take it over. And in order to stop this being, Sue had to absorb the being into her, and so that being manifested the Malice persona, if that makes sense. The anthropomorpho manifestation being, whatever you want to call him, it made his debut in the pages of Quasar, issue number 37, June 1992. And drum roll. Well, I could do it like that, but I'm not gonna do it like that. Going on to our sixth and final Malice. That Malice comes courtesy of the world of Wakanda. She is originally a Dora Milaje who falls out of favor That's the nice way of putting it. Ends up falling in with bad guys. That's yet another nice way to put that situation. And eventually gains powers, pheromone powers, where she can make men do her will, and becomes the villain known as Malice. Malice is crazy because she was first Adora Malice, one of the adored ones. She made her debut in the Christopher Priest run, issue number 1. She was a Dora. She was one of the first Dora we ever saw. Guess she made that villain journey on over there because 23 issues later, she was a bad guy named Malice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are your 6 Malices. Man, Marvel has many Malices. That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I'll be coming at y'all with another one of the other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.